What's going on, everyone? Today, we have to talk about the Oklahoma City Thunder because everyone is talking about the Oklahoma City Thunder. And when you lose by 27 at home to the Charlotte Hornets, that's going to happen. So they're 5-5 in their last 10 games after going, what was it, 21-1 or 22-1 to start the year. Pretty much since they lost in the NBA Cup to the Spurs. I don't want to say it's been a downslide because they're still playing 500 ball, but I think we all expect a little bit better than 500 ball from the Thunder. So, Jay, I'm going to start off with you. Are you worried at all if you're looking at this from OKC's perspective, or is this just a little mid-season slump and they're going to get back on the horse pretty soon?
I think that they are in trouble, but I think it's a fixable thing. So first off, I'm gonna start off why they are in trouble. OKC 6-6 in their last 12 games, 11-6 since Jalen Williams have come back. They were 24-1 to start the year, so that's a problem. Also, Isaiah Hartenstein is not really playing like that. He's missed like the last 5 or 6 games. He had a stretch in December where he missed like 8 games in a row. So he's in and out the lineup. So they're not getting a lot of continuity at the big position. Chet Holmgren is a 5, but he's not really a 5 because he's smaller. I think that OKC's in trouble because they are not shooting the ball well. And their losses, they're averaging less than 35% from 3. That is not winning basketball. It's just not. And another caveat that I have here. SGA's last 15 games, y'all. He has not shot over 10 free throws in 13 of those games. And that's actually been in a row. In the last 15 games, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is averaging 7.1 free throws per game. So I don't want to hear none of the free throw merchant shit anymore. It's kind of over with. He is not shooting free throws anymore. I don't know if the league is refereeing it any differently. Ever since Chris Finch has like publicly shamed OKC and said that the refs are really cheating for them, I think that the league has taken into account of this and they are repping OKC differently. 13 games in a row, this man has not shot 10 free throws. I think that is absolutely unreal. He's always top 3 in the league in free throws and free throws attempts. And yeah, SGA does not have the help that I thought he did. Alex Caruso and Lou Dort are shooting 34% and lower from the 3. Alex Caruso is shooting 30% from 3. That's absolutely awful. Like, he is shooting terrible from the 3. Lou Dort is the reason that they lost that Timberwolves game. If you guys watched it on Amazon Prime, he's shooting 34% from 3 this season. Jalen Williams, it just doesn't look like he's back. He does not like he's back. Before Jalen Williams came back, AJ Mitchell had a great little rise over there. Casey Wallace was playing good. I just don't like what I'm seeing from this team right now, but it's fixable because OKC has all the assets in the world. They have the Clippers pick, they have their own picks, they have other people's picks, and they have the players. You can trade a Lou Dort and get something valuable. Lou Dort is a top 10 3-and-D player in the league, probably top 5 because of how good his defense is. You got an Alex Caruso trade you can make. I wouldn't trade Isaiah Hartenstein, but you can make a Hartenstein trade if you want. If you want a player like Giannis, whoever you want, because he gets paid a lot of money, $30 million plus a year. I think OKC is suffering from success. Even if they're bad right now, they can still make a move to level up if they want to. But it's just a 12-game sample size. They're 6-6 in their last 12. The Spurs do own them right now. But yeah, that Hornets loss was big. Their biggest loss at home in the last 2 years. They lost by 27 points. You don't like to see that. But I wouldn't worry too much about OKC. If I have to give you a final answer, I wouldn't worry. I think they're going to be okay. They'll still be in the conference finals floor. That is their floor. But yeah, that's it. That's all I got for y'all.
All right. Earl, we'll swing it over to you. What do you got?
When we look back in the history books of the top teams of all time, man, there was always this fear factor put through the eyes of the players. I don't think anybody in the NBA fears the Oklahoma City Thunder. I watched Victor Wembanyama and the Spurs absolutely dominate them this season. Easily. Play-in tournament, regular season games, it did not matter. They went out there, they fought every single game, and took their chain every single time. SGA, free throw line's not there for you, buddy. You got to adapt, man. I love his gameplay. Like Jay said, I don't think anybody can use that against him. He's been efficient. He's actually been playing his most efficient basketball, even without the free throw. So I think that part's impressive. But Jay makes some good points, man. I think it's the consistency throughout their bigs. Chet Holmgren, you got to man up, bro. Like, I know you don't want to be a big, but dude, you're 7'2". You got to put on a little bit of muscle. And sometimes if you got to go out there and play center and be efficient for the team, then you got to take that hit and do it. I seen you do it to start the season. So what's on with the consistency throughout the season now? When you lose to the Charlotte Hornets, man, that's 5 losses in my book. By 20-plus points, that's 7 losses stacked up on top of that. There's absolutely no way we're losing to the Hornets by double figures and you're a championship team. That's embarrassing to the champion. That's embarrassing to the reigning champions, in my opinion. So for me, am I worried about Oklahoma City Thunder? I think they got a little bit complacent. I think they're getting a little bit arrogant out there on the court. Maybe they have this attitude like, hey, we're the champions. We don't have to go out there every single night and play this consistent ball. That's what it looks like. And maybe they're just taking advantage of the moments of the matchups like we just seen with some of these teams. And when you become the champion, everybody is looking to you. Everyone wants to surpass you. So there are no nights off. Everybody wants to see how they fare against the NBA champions. I'm a Lakers fan. Every time we play Oklahoma City Thunder, we play one time. I use that as a measuring stick. How far away are we? We got destroyed last time we played them. So for me, I feel like we're miles away. But when you see them, like the superheroes kind of just take these big losses, take these big hits, it almost makes them feel human. And when you're the best team in the league, I'm thinking about the Golden State Warriors. You know how many people were scared of that team with Kevin Durant, Boogie, Klay Thompson, Draymond? Like, they were dancing. Like, they were chilling, full hoodies on 5 minutes before warm-up. They had no care in the world. But their gameplay on the court showed we are better than everybody else. I'm not seeing that from Oklahoma City Thunder, bro. I'm not. So until they get their act together, man, I'm not worried. Like Jay said, I think their floor still is very high just because of the championship caliber roster they've put together. But they got to lock in mentally.
Cook.
All right. I'm going to actually come in. I'm going to push back a little bit on what you guys said. I agree with Jay in the sense that I'm definitely not worried about the Thunder. But I also don't think that that this is a sign that they need to make a move. I think right now, more so than suffering from success, I think the Thunder are suffering from our expectations for them being so incredibly high because they are so incredibly good. Since they put this team together last year, they won 68 games in the regular season, went through the playoffs. They had 2 7-game series there, but obviously went through the playoffs, made the finals, and were off to an record-breaking, quite literally, honestly, record-shattering start to this year. I think the fact that we've kind of gotten used to the Thunder not just winning every game, but dominating every game, is more so the reason why we're talking about them right now. Because I'm going to read you some of the other teams that I think we could all agree are like contenders or teams that could push the Thunder later in the season. The Spurs, who everyone obviously said they own the Thunder, they're 6-4 in their last 10. Lakers, 6-4. Rockets, 6-4. Detroit Pistons, 6-4. New York Knicks, 4-6. These are all teams that I think a lot of people in the community right now would say are championship contenders, but somehow playing right around 500 ball is not a big deal for them. So, obviously, it is a downslide for OKC because they have set those expectations for themselves, but I don't think it's a reason to worry. We've seen this team be resilient. Again, I mentioned the 2 Game 7s. They've had their backs against the wall before, and I don't want to call going 6-6 in your last 12 having your backs against the wall necessarily, but we've seen this team, I think, have these moments where they lapse, where they don't win games, but they've bounced back. In the last year and a half, I can't think of another time where there has been a sustained slump of poor basketball from the Thunder. So, for that reason, and the fact that they are the defending NBA champions, they have the greatest player in the world on their team in SGA, whether he's getting to the free throw line or not, I'm not super worried about them. They did enough work at the start of the season to where they still have an advantage in the West, although the Spurs are gaining ground very quickly now. They're going to have to watch them, but they're still the number 1 seed. They have the best player in the world. Jalen Williams, it sounds like he's still not 100% with that wrist. Will that get better? Will it not? I don't know, but I think it's too early to say that Jalen Williams' play will not improve as he gets more, hopefully as the injury gets better throughout the season. I think it's reasonable to expect better ball from him. Chet, he has some great moments. He has some bad moments. But we saw in the finals last year, when he does have those good moments, they are a very difficult team to beat. The shooting is a good point. If they wanted to make a move around the margins, I think in the coming up to the trade deadline to maybe add another sharpshooter on this team, it could be smart. But Lou Dort, now is Caruso. Their shooting woes, they were never great shooters, even last year. Obviously, they're shooting better than they are now, but their shooting woes were not enough to cost that team a championship. So, if I'm not worried about the Thunder. I think this is just a skid. If we come back to this in a month and they're still playing 500 ball and they're not the number 1 seed in the West anymore, they've been passed up by like a Spurs, a Houston, a Lakers. I think then we can revisit and have a talk about whether we're worried or not. But for me, I think it was just kind of inevitable that this team was not going to be able to keep up an all-time Golden State Warriors 73-9 winning pace, and that happens. And I guess when you lose by Charlotte, everyone talks about it. But other than that loss, I think they're fine. Honestly, I think that loss to the Hornets may actually be the best thing for them because it may kind of force them to wake up, be a little bit more reflective, and say, we cannot just coast the rest of this regular season. We will get caught if we take nights off like we did against Charlotte, quite frankly. So maybe this is the wake-up call they need. It would not shock me if they go out and win 9 of their next 10.
Cook.
All right, and that will do it for this video. Let us know in the comment section below what you think. Are you more on Jay's side where you're worried but you think it's fixable? Are you a little more on Earl's side where this is probably a legitimate problem for the rest of the season? Or are you a little bit more on my side of this is the Thunder, they're going to keep winning games even if they're 500 in their last 12? Comment down below, like the video. Appreciate everyone watching. Have a good day, y'all.